Okay, so today we're going to go over one of my games that I played as a 7 Dan on Taijin. Um, this is Katago, um, uh, and I am white here, and my opponent's black. Um, so, yeah, my opponent decided to play the corner enclosure, which is a playable type of move. I do want to point out that the Komi is 6.5, so that's why the gap between white and black is much closer. So here, I decide to approach the lower right corner, and then black decide to play a one space jump. And then here, I obviously played the AI move, to peep against this, this one space jump. And I do want to point out that in the past, people thought that this was a bad move because after white plays a knight's move, it was thought that black can consider an attachment. And let's just look at quickly what happens. So basically in the past, people thought that, oh, now the peep is a bad exchange, and in the future, black can get like say if white tanukis, yeah, black can get like a sente move. Then black is like reasonably thick on the outside, whereas white's corner is really small. But it would appear that AI prefers, white being able to sente take away the corner and then play an extension on the outside. So yeah. But anyway, obviously nowadays no one would play the attachment. So my opponent played a 3-3, and here, once again, I blocked this side, the AI recommended move, instead of this side. So I guess in the past, human beings would have blocked this side because this is, the wider side. But considering that your opponent can also invade your other corners 3-3, then having two walls facing each other, but it would not be very efficient because at the end of the day you would still owe an extension move. So in this case, I believe that AI thinks that this is a much better spacing between white's wall and this approaching stone. So that's why, yeah, I blocked this side, and then I take the 3-3, which is a really, really big move. Apparently AI doesn't like it. AI would recommend fighting, but I guess for me, I like taking territory earlier on, and yeah, this apparently is a little slow for white, so that's good to know. So black obviously defended, and then now AI is suggesting that you switch sides. So I guess it kind of makes sense because white's lower right corner is 100% alive. There's no significant need for white to play an extra stone around the lower right anymore. So I guess the max potential that white could get would probably the top. Yeah, exactly. If we follow this diagram, we can see the potential that we get from the top side would actually probably make more value than what we would get from, say if we just extend and focus on building this side. And apparently it appears that this attachment is a pretty good invasion point for the right side, at least with this white shape. So that's pretty interesting. Anyhow, after black plays the extension, I wasn't sure where to play, so I decided to play approaching move. Yeah, I wasn't able to make to see that by switching sides and building the top side moyo would be the best way to play. So yeah, this was the best move that I could come up with. So I do want to point out that after playing this move, then white playing a Hane here, or sorry, I mean white. Let me just show you real quick. So right now, if white plays this Joseki again, something drastically changes. So previously, AI would recommend capturing this one stone, but now something has changed. Oh, sorry. That is, say if black still plays like this Joseki pattern, this ladder is in my favor now. So this is something that in general AI really dislikes. That is, this cutting stone, Katago does not want to just let it die, really wants to leave the Aji there. So when the ladder is good for white, this is a pattern that Katago usually does not prefer. Usually Katago would prefer capturing the second line stone, but then white can, Atari here, and if black does capture, then black got, completely enclosed, and I'd say this is, at least for me as a human being, I think it feels playable, quite playable for white. But once again, I wasn't paying attention that I could build the top side Moyo by switching sides. So I also wasn't very, paying attention to the ladder situation at all. Anyhow, I was focusing on dealing with the stone that got pincered, and here I just played like the typical peep move, trying to live or create eye space. And my opponent played a slack move, so I was quite fortunate to be able to make at least one eye. And when my opponent extended, I decided to take the territory. Yes, obviously. And here, black has a nice little Tetsuji, Yuhane, push. If white, carelessly block, then black has a really nice cut. Then this result is just really bad for white, because white cannot capture this, because her 3 stones will just die, or, white cannot save this because white's corner is actually really small, whereas black becomes extraordinarily thick, as you can see from Katago's analysis. So yeah, Hane would. So what actually happened was black played the Hane, and then I just connected. Yeah, it wasn't a great move, but at least. Oh, it's so interesting that Katago prefers this. This means that Katago is really aiming at the Aji of this cutting point. It's hard for me to think that this is good for white, because after all, white did get cut off. But Katago, if probably is aiming at some future invasion point, and not to mention white still got Sente anyway. So interesting. So yeah, I just connected because I didn't want to deal with the cut. Black approached me. I'm pretty sure I played the Hane because it's a really big move. Although it's not what Katago preferred. Yeah. So right now the game's still really even for both sides. Obviously I get double approached here, and here I decided to attach on this side because I believe that black can become over concentrated. Exactly. So here, whenever you see black having a 3-space extension and both stones are on the 3rd line, the next straight shape move or AI recommended move is this tiger's mouth. It's an ugly shape, so you can see that now white turns into a really ugly anti-triangle, but it's quite effective because when black defends here, say black connects, then it's just he played a 2-space extension for the left side, which is quite over concentrated. and while white secures the corner territory. So even though this is an ugly shape, it's good. It's effective. It's good enough. And here, black decides to extend, giving me a really nice cut. And yeah, so white is doing pretty well. So white corner territory is not super secure right now, but white was able to capture, or pretty much capture, this one stone. If black extends, I can just net this thing, right? So black can't extend, so effectively this black stone is being captured. Okay, so where's the biggest spot on the board right now? As a human being, obviously you would probably aim at something around the top right corner, because this has the most, the right side has the most space. So yeah, this is like a typical follow-up for the top right corner shape. So neither of us really, bothered to play this Sente move, which is quite surprising. So I guess what Katago is saying regarding this move is that if black can get this Atari, then he will have a lot more control over the development of the center Moyo. And it's also kind of, I guess, pressuring white. So let's look at this real quick. Let's say if black plays a move like this, then yeah, I think I can see how there is some sort of center potential developing here. But actually, yeah, if Katago is recommending this, then he's basically saying, okay, yeah, we're gonna attack this huge, dumpling shape. Basically, white's shape is not super great. If I were white, I would most likely consider something like this to make good eye shape. But anyway, yeah, I guess this is a blind spot that neither, me or my opponent Taijin 7 Han could see. But it's interesting to see how Katago values this Atari. Anyway, so here human beings played the typical moves to finish up the top right corner variation. So now black is super secure and white kind of owes a move on the right side now. So I played I'm pretty sure this is a pretty inferior move. I really feel like I should have at least played an extension, but anyway, yeah, this is a move that I'm not very proud of. Yeah, because it's not like black could have made huge amount of territory on the top side anyway, given that white has already run out to the center from the top left corner. So this move is very, very questionable. So yeah, and then ta-da, black just invades. So how very disappointing for white. Okay, so white took the Sente move, and then played a 2-space extension. I guess this is a way to counterattack this pinstring stone, not making it easy for black to make an extension or connect back to the corner. So obviously black plays attachment, which is a good move because white has some shaped issue around here. White plays a Hane, and I was lucky that black did not play a Hane, but yeah, plays a really simple extension, then white just simply extends. Okay, so even up till now, both sides are quite even, and then here black kicks to secure a base. And so my next move was an invasion. Okay, so the invasion is a okay good move, but here I guess I was so shocked by this move. This move is super I'd say it's super out of the box and really impressive. Because what happened in the game, let me just show you real quick, was that black got a tiger's mouth. So the moment when black got this tiger's mouth, white shape is just really bad here. Like, yeah, white doesn't have good eye space at all. Probably doesn't even have a single eye, and basically renders my 2-space extension completely useless, plus this entire wall completely pointless. Very painful. But if I had just make this exchange, and then invade, then there is no tiger's mouth, right? With black Atari, then I could actually just Tanuki, because later on I can still Atari on the other side, and actually make some eyes. Yeah, actually I could even just do it like this, and you can see how I'm making eye shape. Whereas previously in the actual game, I got no eyes. After Tiger's Mouth, I don't have like this and that exchange, you know. So that's a huge difference. So yeah, I was super impressed by this move by AI. But anyway, I'd say I played a good enough move to invade Black's territory. Basically, Black invaded my side, and it's my turn to invade his side. And obviously, I got kicked. He got the Tiger's Mouth, so while Katago recommends this, large knight's move, I played also a pretty good move. That is the attachment that kind of exposes Black's weakness with this diagonal shape. Here Black is making some exchanges, trying to take some Sente moves, and yeah, but overall here, yeah, so yeah, White was able to press Black down to a small area, and then start counter-pincering this Black stick. So Black plays the attachment, but White, White was able to counterattack Black. So yeah, Black basically has to run. So the running sequence, I believe, it was quite complicated for both sides. Yeah, so right now, White basically defended on the outside, but apparently Katago has a really great way. Let's say if I play something like this. Yeah, Katago is recommending a really awesome way to fix this by simply making like 2 eyes. So with this, there's already no easy way of attacking. Yeah, Black is just alive with plenty of points here, and even though White sealed Black in, yeah, White's thickness does not really amount to a significant amount of points, and in fact my win rate is so low because Black was able to live with quite a bit of points here. Yeah, and White's shape actually has quite a lot of issues. So yeah, that was my huge problem, but I was lucky that my opponent never challenged me in that aspect. So yeah, my opponent was just freaking out trying to live here in a very small area. Yeah, and we're probably at Byomi right now, so our moves are starting to be of lower quality, I'd say. But basically, after many exchanges, my opponent was able to escape, but it came at the price of this entire lower right corner of Black. So yeah, so Black was just playing a bunch of moves, saving this group as it was running out, and obviously now I played the Knight's move, and it basically ended up killing this entire group. And yeah, things are not looking good for Black. So I'll quickly go through what happened at the top right. So so Katago thinks that, oh, my win rate is like 90-something%, but you know what? This entire group is not alive. So while an AI says that, oh, I'm gonna like I'm most likely going to win, it's still not easy for a human being to win because I need to figure out the life and death status of this thing. So, and I was in Byomi, so this is really hard life and death problem. So I first started with really simple moves, and then I started reading stuff around here to see how I can go about squeezing two eyes out. Oh, and not to mention, I still have like the center group here, these four stones are like cut off. So I need to save this and the center group, which I think it's actually quite challenging. So now black, this move is basically threatening to like attacking, or killing either side. And I really need to live somehow. So here, at this point, I was lucky enough to find a way to live. So basically the moment I made this attachment, I knew that I can live like with a really uh, simple honey. So the idea was that, oh, if black captures my third line stone, then I just Atari, he captures and I connect, and ta-da, here's one eye. Capturing this stone is one eye. And the reason why I made this exchange is because um, I was afraid that if I directly play like this without that exchange, black can do something. Oh, sorry. Black can do something potentially really crazy like this. Hane out, capture, and then Atari, and then trying to kill everything. But actually, it turns out I'm okay because even if black throws in and pokes out this eye, I still have another. So I guess I really didn't need to make that exchange, bad exchange. But again, I was already in Byomi and there was a lot of time pressure. So I got really lucky saving this group. Okay, in the way that involved this bad exchange. So now black is trying to kill off the other group, right? So here, uh, yeah, I made some exchanges, made a cut, and then yeah, I was pretty lucky that. So here, white played Atari and extend. So here, first of all, white secured one eye, and white has the potential to connect back down here. So at this point, if black wants to kill white, he could probably consider cutting this. Well, he was considering cutting this, but then white was able to play it out a loose ladder, basically netting these two cutting stones, and that was the end of the game. So I guess in general, I'd say the highlight in this game is that I think it's definitely this move. It's such a this move is such an incredible move because as a human being, the intuition is to extend. But if you extend, then it's like gote. It's not really forcing. But if you don't extend, then your opponent gets a tiger's mouth, which is really good. Really good shape for black. And it just destroys all the value that the value of the entire wall. Yeah, if I ever make this exchange, then in the future when I extend, I can actually make at least, I'd say maybe 6 or 8 points in the center. So yeah, this is the kind of move that I'd say a human being would struggle to figure out. Yeah, that's a brief AI analysis of my game, and I hope you enjoy. I will see you guys next time.